Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and today in this video I'm going to show you in-place upgrade for Windows Server Essential from Windows Server 2012 to 2016. So what is in-place upgrade and why we need in-place upgrade? The in-place upgrade is basically a thing where we are going to upgrade our existing operating system to a new one. So for example, I have one physical hardware or a physical virtual machine which is already running Windows Server operating system, for example 2012 R2, and I'm going to upgrade the same machine which was running 2012 R2 to 2016. So we have one machine and we are going to upgrade the same machine to the 2016 in this video. And why we need this? For example, you having a small organization where you don't have lots of money to buy another hardware or uh, to set up a new machine which is going to take the place of the older one like 2012 R2. So you can use basically adjusting your hardware or hardware infrastructure to upgrade the operating system. So there were multiple benefits of doing the in-place upgrade, but I always recommend you must have a very good and healthy backup before you start any in-place upgrade, because if you do any changes, any upgrade on the machine, and after some time you realize something is broken and something is not working and you have to go back to the previous operating system or the previous version, you must have a good uh, healthy backup, otherwise it's going to mess up things. So you can see I have Windows Server 2012 Essential and I'm going to in place upgrade it to Windows Server 2016 Essential. So I'm going to do this for the Essential operating system, and Essential operating system is basically for the small organizations who having limited number of users or desktop or the servers. So we are going to do the Essential upgrade in this video. So what I have in this my demo environment, so basically I have my physical machine here. You can see my physical machine. This is CPU having Intel Core i7, and I have 128 gig of memory and 1 TB SSD on this machine. And on a physical machine I have installed VMware Workstation 15 to run the multiple virtual machines. And I'm going to have in this demo three virtual machines. First one is my server, which is, you can say, Win2K 12 ESS, which is Essential operating system, and my domain name is victorinfosol.local. And current OS, you can see this is Windows Server 2012 R2 Essential, and we are going to upgrade it to 2016. So I have 8 gig of memory, and I having two virtual machines which is running Windows 8 as a client machine. So let's check out these machines. So this is my Essential operating system, the server one. You can see Win2K 12 ESS, victorinfosol.local is my domain name. You can see the IP address is 192.168.0.201 is my IP address of the server. And if I go to dashboard, you can see I have installed, first thing you can see here, Windows Server Essential Experience is installed in this machine, and I have Active Directory Certificate Service, Active Directory Domain Services, DNS, File Server, IIS, and these things. And you can see if I go and open this Windows Server Essential dashboard, you can see this is running on Windows Server 2012 R2, and you can see what I have configured on this machine. So let's verify before going deep on these things. Let's verify the client machine. So I have two client machine here. The first one is, I have logged in with the HR01. This is my domain account basically. So this is the first machine, and let's log into the second one. So this is my first machine. You can see if I go and open system properties, you can see this is joining my domain victorinfosol.local, and computer description is HR01 computer, and domain name you can see. Let's log into second one. So this is my second machine which I am using HR02 for the login, and this computer belongs to HR02 user. If I go to properties, you can see this is HR02 computer and join in my domain victoryofficer.local. So this is my infrastructure which I am going to use in this demo environment. So let's go and do the step-by-step in place upgrade for Windows Server Essential. So we have basically, I have divided this work, this in place upgrade in three parts. So the first one is pre-work, which we have to validate the things before digging into the migration, and second step is the actual migration where we are going to run the migration, and the last step is post migration where we, after the migration, we are going to validate the things, everything is working fine, and we'll make sure the backup is running, the client is able to access the new server and all. So let's start with the pre-work. So validate the server health and make sure all the server role are in healthy status. So I'm going to check. So if I open the server manager from here, I can see no error, no services stop on my machine. So I'm sure everything is working fine. So just make sure and go ahead and open the Active Directory users and computer to show you what it's going to look like. So you can see my domain name victorinfosol.local, and I'm able to browse the Active Directory and everything. I know this is fine. The environment is fine. You can see the HR0102 user, and this is my IT admin account which I'm currently logged in. If you want to see who am I, you can see I'm IT admin, Victor Infosol IT admin. So this is my user account. So this is good, and let's verify the DNS also. So you can see if I go and forward soon, you can see DNS is also good. I have entry for the both to client machine and my domain controller, so this is good. So both the things are good, and make sure you have a full backup. This is one of the most important thing before you start the migration. Make sure you have a full server backup before starting migration. So let's verify our backup status. So I know this is good, and let's go to the ones here. If I go to device, you can see the backup status is successful, last status. So I'm going to run this backup once again to just make sure we have a latest backup. So I have initiated the backup, and you can go and initiate the backup and validate the backup from here also, from the server manager tools. Go to Windows Server Backup. So you can see it's creating shadow copy, and it's going to remove the deleted items, and then you can see it's just started, backup is started, and you can see it's going to take some time to complete the backup. So till the time I'm going to review these things. So if I go to home, you can see active users account, 3 active users, IT admin, and 2 HR account which we are using on our client machines. And if I go to server folder, we have some server folder like users, company, file history backup, and folder redirection. So let's verify the share folders. So I'm going on my one of client and open the share folder, and you can see I have access to company and users folder. So I'm going to create one text file here just to make sure, like, hi, this is test, the file I have created, text file. I'm going to write something, test file here, and let's create one file inside the company folder also. So I'm going to create one folder file here called test, and I'm going to type test here. I'm going to save it. So you can say I have created 2 folders, and now if I go to access the same folder from my HR2, you see I can I'm able to access these folders. So this is good. So the share folder is also working, and we are good with it. And you can see the server backup is enabled, and latest backup which we have is on this time, and next backup schedule you can see, and we have a backup completed. And now you can see the We have 3 backup, and the most recent backup is this. And if uh, I have not configured anywhere access, basically RDS, and health report is also not configured. So if I go to computer, you can see I have 2 computers. So health is good. I have few users here, all 3 users are listed, devices are here, you can see the success, and the update status is up to date. So my basically Windows is up to date. So this is one of the good thing. You have to make sure the Windows is good. And if I go to storage, you can see my share folders, you can see my hard drives. So this is good. So we have validated the things and everything is good, looking good. So pre-work is done, we have a latest backup, and we have everything good like server health. And now we can dig into the migration, and the first task we need to do, add the administrator account in a domain schema and enterprise admin security group. So how it's going to do, I'm going to use my this IT admin account to do the migration. So I'm going on my users, and I'm going to click on members. I'm going to add here, this is already a domain admin, so we need to add to schema admin, and I need to add in enterprise admin. So here both the account is enterprise and schema, so I'm going to click on apply. So now both, it's a part of domain schema and administrator group, so this is good. So now I need to log off to release the security tokens, and I'm going to log in back. So IT admin, I'm going to type my credential here to log into this machine, and now I can go ahead and run the AD forest prep and AD domain preps. So I'm going in my, I have already mapped the Windows DVD, Windows 16 DVD, so I'm going to run the command prompt, and it's Z drive. So I'm going in Z drive, and I'm going to C, and the path is going to be a support, and inside the support we have AD prep, and from the AD prep I'm going to run AD prep forest prep and hit enter, and it's going to give you the option like before you running AD prep, make sure Active Directory domain controller is not Windows Server 2003, and if you go to continue, press C. So I'm going to press C and enter. So now you can see it's upgraded, everything is successful. You can see the command has completed successful, AD prep successfully updated the forest wide information. So on the top you can see the schema version was 69, current schema version was 69, and upgrading system schema version to 87. So it's the schema has been successfully upgraded to Windows Server 2016, which is 87, and now we can go and run domain prep. So I'm going to run it. So you can see AD prep successfully updated domain wide information. So the top 3 is done. Now we can go ahead and run the Windows Server 2016 essential setup and follow the wizard. So this is good. Now I can go ahead and run the setup. So it's going to ask you get the important updates. I will update the, you can update, download and install the updates right now after the upgrade completed, and you can do always from inside the Windows post upgrade. So I'm going to run from there. So not right now, click next, and going to check some prerequisites. So it's going to make sure you have a enough disk space. So this is the first thing, and it's asking for the product key. So I'm going to enter my product key here. So I have entered my product key and click next, and applicable notice and legal terms. So click accept, and this is one of the most important thing, which is I'm going to keep personal files and apps. So it's going to hold all the settings, all the application and server roles, which is currently installed on this machine. So click next and making sure you are ready to install. So it's going to take few seconds now to get the pre-validation done. So it's going to give you the upgrade. Windows Server upgrades are not recommended. The best result to clean the install. So I understand that. Let's give the confirmation, confirm, and now it's going to make sure install Windows Server 2016 Essential and keep the personal file which we want. So we're good, and click on install now. So now you can see installing Windows Server 2016 is coming, and basically installation is started, and during the installation it might reboot 2 or 3 times. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to pause the recording from here, and once the installation is done uh, I will resume the video from there. Okay, so I'm pausing the recording for now. So the migration is completed and the installation has been done, and now I got the login screen, and you can see it's giving my IT administrator account. So I'm going to type my password, and you can see the login page has been changed, and this look like as a Windows Server 2016. So this is good news. Let's open Server Manager, and you can see here configuration completed for the Windows Server Essential, and you can see this is good. And now let's verify everything is good. So in a post migration check, we have check the Server Manager and Windows Server Essential dashboard and make sure everything good. So I'm going to make sure, just going to refresh this to make sure all the services are started and working fine. So now you can see everything is green here. So this is good thing, and now let's open this dashboard for the Essential and make sure everything is working fine in Essential dashboard also. So if I go to local server, now you can see the operating system has been changed to Windows Server 2016 Essential. So the upgrade has been successfully done, and now you can see we are open Windows Server Essential dashboard, and it's look like the same which we have in 2012 R2. So you can see we have a three user, one is admin and two is a standard. So this is the view has been changed, so you can see the administrator and standard here, and total accounts and share folder. We have same share folders. You can see the server backup is enabled. So next backup schedule is this, last backup is done on this time, and next backup schedule is on this. And you can see others thing like users. You can see this is the administrator, IT admin both, and to our standard account. Devices you can see, and you can see the last backup status is successful. So I'm going to run one more backup here, start a backup for this machine. You can see preparing for backup it's going to do, and let's verify the storage. Storage is also good. We have all the share folders. You can see here, if we go and open the share folders, this is good. Like go and open company folders, you can see we have the folders and files which we have created. The hard drive is in good state. You can see here this is the backup server backup disk. So everything looks good. So just make sure the backup is good, and the next check the Active Directory and DNS server services health. So I'm going to check the health of the Active Directory. So I'm going to make sure the Active Directory users and computers are I'm able to open. So this is good. I'm able to browse these things. You can see lots of new security group has been added, which was basically Windows Server 2016. coming from 2016. So we have both the accounts for the HR admin here, local administrator, you can see it's disabled, so this is good. And let's verify the DNS, and you can see DNS is also fine. So now the thing which we need to make sure, login client and validate share and user access on client machine. So this is one of the important things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart both the clients and make sure they are able to log into the domain, and we are able to browse the share folders and all. So I have rebooted my clients, so it's going to take few seconds to boot up, and then we can log in and validate the things. So it's booted. So I'm going to type my credential. So I'm going to log in with the domain account, which is HR01. And now if I go and open the command prompt and type the set command, you can see here I have logged in as a domain name victiminfo.local, and my username is, you can find somewhere here, okay, so computer name, this is, and home path, and login server, you can find this is the server, which is named with the Win2K 12 ESS. Because this is the Active Directory server, you cannot rename the Active Directory server name, that's why it's still Win2K 12 ESS, and this is good. And you can see the profile and username is HR01, so this is good. If I go and launch this dashboard for ESS, you can see it's going to load up, and you can see everything here like a share folder, dashboard. If you want to browse the dashboard, you can see Victor Info Soul IT admin, and I'm going to type my password for IT admin, and here you can see the dashboard is all, we are able to open the dashboard also, so this is good. And if I go and browse the share folders, you can see I can browse the share folders, so this is good. And now you can see behind the screen the server manager dashboard is open, so this is good. And now let's verify the same on client 2. So I'm going to just validate the share folder access, so this is good. And this is user 2, so HR02, so we're able to browse it. And I'm going to use the set command to check the login server, and login server you can see here into get12 ESS, so this is good. So everything is looking good. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run a backup and make sure, the final step, make sure you have a latest backup for this machine. So with the 2016, so run Windows Server, Windows backup, and make sure backup successful. This is one of the most important thing post the migration. So on a device, you can see if I have already run the backup and it's successful. This is good. And now I'm going to run the backup from the Windows Server Backup tool from the server manager. Here you can see we have few backups successful, and I'm going to run once this backup to make sure everything is good. So let's stop this and backup once. Schedule backup option I'm going to run, and just click on backup, so it will run the backup and make sure that everything is good. So you can see here backup status, so it's creating the shadow copy for volumes. So it's going to take the few seconds, because this is incremental backup, so it's going to create the shadow copy and then going to run an incremental backup, so it's not going to take long. So now you can see the backup is completed successfully, so everything is looking good. So we have completed a step-by-step in place upgrade for Windows Server 2012 Essential to Windows Server 2016 Essential. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me on my email IDs. So thank you for watching, please subscribe me. Bye.